We are 11 days away from week 1 of the NFL when the Niners take on the New York Jets Monday night, which I am so excited for. This is also the home of next year's Super Bowl, which I am so excited for because the Niners have a chance of getting there and getting back there and actually winning it this time, which they better. They better. But guys, welcome to the show. We are live here from the Dre Area Sports Studios here in Northern California, and we are live for the Midnight Mike, which is the midnight version of the Dre Area Sports Show, a late night talk show where we're going to be talking about none other than your San Francisco 49ers. So guys, welcome to the show. We have a lot to get to today, but I just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in so far. And if you want to support the channel, you could do so by smashing the like button and subscribing to the channel. And on top of that, head over to Nicotina.net and join the community under Dre Area Sports. Nicotina.net is the official homepage for all three of my channels, and Dre Area Sports is one of those channels. If you go to community under Dre Area Sports, you'll get access to up-to-the-date live news, transactions, everything. It's well worth it, and you'll be able to interact with me, CG Ruthless, sorry, buddy. My brother Daniel, Dre, all those guys are all going to be on there, and it's a great way to interact with not only the people that are involved with the show, but other Niner fans as well. So check out Nicotina.net, become a member of the community under Dre Area Sports. It's free to join, and it's just a way of coming together, bringing fans together so we can talk about 49er football. So definitely check that out. But guys, what a day. What a day. We finally got to see Brandon Aiyuk sign his massive contract, his 4-year, $120 million contract. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Trent Williams, an update from Ian Rappaport on the Trent Williams situation, which I think is actually going to come to a head pretty soon, if you ask me. And on top of that, we're going to talk a little more about what to expect from the, Niners versus Jets, which I think Niners are going to win that game. What's up, Felix? Saying what up? Go Niners 100. Keep it at 100. Absolutely do go Niners. We got CG Ruthless. What's up, homie? He says, what up, Dre? I'm doing good, man. Just love being here live, being able to talk to other Niner fans. That's probably my favorite thing to do every night is to talk to Niner fans. And this is a new show that I'm starting up for the Niners season. We're going to be doing this almost every night at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to be talking nothing. We're going to be talking about nothing but Niners. Nothing but Niners as the season progresses, as the season goes on. Because, I mean, fuck, why wouldn't you want to, right? Why wouldn't you want to? So let's take a look at this. So we got some footage of when Aiyuk signed his new contract. So let's go ahead and take a look at that because that was some pretty memorable shit. I'll tell you that. Let me see. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and pull this up. In fact, fuck it. I'm going to count this as breaking news. All right, here we go, guys. This is Aiyuk arriving at Levi Stadium.
What up, y'all?
There he goes. There he goes.
To the faithful.
Oh, yeah.
It's been long, it's been hard, but here we are. We're excited. We're happy to continue chasing the ultimate goal and continue to look forward to add more memories. We know what the goal is. I'm excited. Couldn't be more thankful for a better group to continue on that journey with 2024. Let's get it.
I love that image right there. I mean, a 4-year contract extension. I love it. And Brandon Aiyuk has such a good repertoire with Brock Purdy, with Kyle Shanahan. The offense is just a match made in heaven. I'm so glad that they were able to kind of wrap this up and get this shit done. The 49er show every Wednesday. Let's go. That's right. Me and CG Ruthless are going to be doing a 49er show Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Talking about the Niners. It's going to be lit, especially after week 1, because, I mean, the game's on Monday night. So you got Tuesday, then you got us on Wednesday talking about what the Niners did on week 1 and what they should do in preparation for week 2. Because it's going to be a short week. They're going to go from Monday Night Football back on it on Sunday. So But if any team's going to be able to do that, it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers because we're fucking loaded and we're stacked. And I know CG put out a video earlier saying that he feels that the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl this year, that this is their year. And I definitely believe so because this team is fucking stacked. And I don't see anyone that's going to be able to dethrone them. Maybe the Chiefs, but no, they're not. The Chiefs are not going to fucking win this time. They're not. They're living rent-free in my head, and I fucking hate it. Anyways, so let's go on to our next one. So we saw Brandon Aiyuk showing up. He looked very happy, very excited to sign his new contract. And then he also dropped this little video, I believe it was on Instagram as well. I think we saw a little bit of this in the video we just saw, but let's go ahead and check this out. Here we go.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it has.
But we here, faithful. 4 more years. Let's get it. Let's get to it. Let's go.
And that's great. You know what? He's excited. The Niners are excited. John Lynch just gave him a real big bro hug right here. Let me show you this right here. So here he is in his seat, just ready to sign with the big feather pen, a red feather pen at that. And man, this is great. I mean, they need to get this done. If they would have traded him, this would have been a fucking mess. If this would have went into week 1 without Brandon Aiyuk, absolute fucking mess. And I'm glad that they were able to kind of button this up and get this contract worked out, this extension worked out. Now, there's a little bit of some controversy though, because people were talking about how this is the same contract that was offered to him back on August 12th. Okay. It's weird because you got Adam Schefter talking about how this is the same contract that was offered back on August 12th. The Niners did not cave. That essentially Brandon Aiyuk is the one who caved. And a part of me believes that, but a part of me doesn't because, I mean, why would you be coming out to say that? What's the point in saying that unless the Niners are trying to cover their own asses because they don't want anyone to think that, you know, that they caved for a second straight year in signing their free agents when it comes to Brandon Aiyuk, and last year it was Nick Bosa. Around the same time. And not to mention before that, it was Deebo Samuel. So they've kind of have a history of doing this, but I think that, look, when you look at what they were able to accomplish, I mean, they got him signed for 4 years. A lot of people thought it'd be a 3-year deal. That would save them some money, but they did front load the deal, and that's going to allow them more flexibility to sign, that guy named Brock Purdy, you know what I'm talking about? So let's look at, we got this tweet from Sport Track, and I thought this was actually some pretty good news. So let's go ahead and jump to this news. And here it is. Brandon Aiyuk's 4-year, $120 million extension with the 49ers includes $45 fully guaranteed at signing, with the other $31 million locking in next April. Okay. He'll earn $24.1 million in 2024 plus $10 million, while SF picks up $8.3 in cap space for the upcoming season. So that helps them a lot. Let me see if I can blow this up. If you can actually read that, it's pretty small actually. Let me see. I can blow this up a little bit. Nope. Doesn't want to do it. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, and this is a clip from Sport Track. He'll be an unrestricted free agent in 2029. God, that sounds great. Cap hit is actually pretty low. It's only at $9 million. But every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, I mean, it's usually how these contracts work out. It's sad, but yeah, that's usually how it goes, man. But when it comes to hitting the cap, it's only a little over $5 million. Then it goes to 11 to 16 to 42 to 44, and you figure by then there's going to be a restructure. You know what I mean? That's typically what they do these days. They sign these big contracts, and then when they need to, they start the whole restructuring process to try and save themselves some money. But overall, though, this is great that they were able to get this contract done because this guy is an elite receiver. Now, is he a generational talent? No, I don't think so. And that's not taking anything away from him. He's still damn fucking good. But he's not Jerry Rice. He's not a guy that you can't miss on. but he is pretty fucking good. I'll tell you that. So I'm glad that, obviously that they were able to do this, but let me move that. There we go. I'm glad that they were able to do it because they needed to. They absolutely needed to. And you know what? That's going to bother me. Let me change that back. I didn't realize how bad that was. There we go. But no, this is great news. They needed Brandon Aiyuk on the roster, and especially going against a top flight defense in the New York Jets. They need all their weapons they can get. This is going to be two defenses stacked going up against each other on September 9th, and now you have an offense that's fully stacked. Now, the question is, will they have their full repertoire in terms of their offensive line? Will Trent Williams be able to get that contract worked out so they can have him on the field? I would suspect. They don't practice until Monday, maybe Tuesday. I would suspect that on Monday, they will get this deal done. I would imagine giving him a full week of practice will help him get ready for the Jets game. But there's also a chance, too, that he doesn't sign until maybe Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That gives him 5 more days. So Thursday will give him 5 days to get ready. I think Thursday is the absolute deadline that they have to get Trent Williams signed. And I think that based on what the other offensive linemen are making, I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere around $28 million. I think it'll go as high as $30 million. And it's funny because when you talk about 28, 26, 30 million, that's so much money. I mean, that's like generational money. But I think that's what they're going to do. So let's go to I forgot about this one too. Might as well show this off for good old BA. This is another image of Brandon Aiyuk and his wife, like, cheers. And they got their new contract, and they're set for life. They're absolutely set for life. It's crazy to think about. Glad to see he's getting 76 guaranteed. Yeah, 76 million is guaranteed, and that is more than CeeDee Lamb. I believe CeeDee Lamb was somewhere around 68. And I think Brandon Aiyuk is better than CeeDee Lamb. I think he produces more. But yeah, 76 million guaranteed going to his pocket. That's pretty big. That's pretty freaking big. And good for him. I mean, it makes sense that, like, hey, look, he's a good player. He wants to, be treated as such. And I get that. But a lot of people out there were talking about, Brandon Aiyuk has all of the leverage. Brandon Aiyuk is the one who's calling his own shot. See, I don't think so. I think the Niners let him seek his own trade. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to see what you can get for Brandon Aiyuk in case this doesn't work out? Let's see what we can get. I mean, why not? And they were able to get deals from the Browns, the Patriots, the Steelers. I'm probably missing somebody else as well. But it's the kind of thing where it's like, look, dude, you don't want to sign the contract we offered you, which I'm sure that was somewhere around $26 million. And they let him seek a trade to sort of capture his overall value. So he captures his value. They show him, hey, this is what you're worth. This is what people are willing to offer you. Doesn't want to go to New England. No, fuck that. I don't want to go there. Why? Because they suck. They suck big time. Jacoby Brissett is going to be your starting quarterback over Drake May because essentially Jacoby Brissett is going to be your sacrificial lamb who's just going to get ran on the entire time and get sacked like hell. Is he really going to get the ball to Brandon Aiyuk? Then you look at the Steelers. I mean, come on. You want old-ass Russell Wilson throwing you the ball? You want Justin Fields, who's unproven? Very athletic, but unproven. Thank you, Felix. Washington? There's no way that Washington would give up enough to get you because they are rebuilding. So I really think the Niners played this perfectly. They really did. And it's not just me. Brian Baldinger, Baldy, thought the same thing. Let's go to that right now. So Brian Baldinger writes, I think the winner of this deal was the 49ers. Every team can figure out how to keep, no, not every team can figure out how to keep your great players. And they figured it out. And not only that, but they figured it out so that next year they can give Brock Purdy his big contract. Now, you do have guys that are going to be wanting more money and wanting new contracts, such as Demo Lenore, Charvarius Ward. But I think this is a case where one of those two is going to walk, especially if Ronaldo Green has a breakout year that he's primed to have. Talanoa Hufanga, another free agent. But I'm telling you right now, if Malik Mustafa is everything they say he is, and boy does he look fucking good, then I think this is the last days we're going to see Hufanga. The last season, perhaps. I'm not saying officially, but perhaps. They've set themselves up with this draft to move on to younger, cheaper players that are going to produce. And that was a huge win for this last draft. Other than Jarrett Kingston, everyone they drafted made the team. I mean, that's fucking incredible. How many years have we watched the Niners draft some players and then let them go? They get cut. They weren't that good. Didn't work out. But no, I mean, we have a ton of guys. A ton of guys. Tatum Bethune, he freaking made the squad at linebacker. Yes, we lost Jalen Graham, and that's sad because I would have kept him over Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. But you figure Dre Greenlaw's going to come back eventually, so we'll kind of see how that shakes out when it shakes out. But I agree with Baldinger. I think the Niners came out as the winner in this contract. I mean, we saw how much a contract was worth, right? Where did that go? Right here. We saw how much it was worth. It's a fat deal. His base salary, his signing bonus of $4,600,000, it's just crazy. And when you look at it, he's got a million with $4 million in signing bonuses, roster bonuses, options, workout bonuses. So the next couple of years, he's really going to earn his contract until he gets to 2027 when his base salary is $27 million. That's a lot. That's a lot. But what they did was for the next 3 years, the cap hit is a lot lower than it could have been. And they're smart. They made a good fucking deal. And I love that. Because how do you keep a winning organization together? You keep the core together. Debo, Aiyuk, Brock Purdy, Fred Warner, George Kittle, Dre Greenlaw, who's also going to be a free agent. So this is another big year for Dre Greenlaw. Let me just put that out there. Because Dre Greenlaw is coming back from the Achilles. And if he's not the same linebacker he was last year that led them to the Super Bowl, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Dre Greenlaw, but I hope they keep him because he's a fucking gamer, and I love it. Pure Niner right there. So let's talk about Trent Williams and what we expect from Trent. Let's go to this video from Ian Rappaport, who's talking about the Trent Williams situation. Let's take a look.
I know we talked about over the course of the last couple of days, the drafts in the phone when you could finally hit send. Yesterday, while at the dinner table, I got to hit send, and it was a great moment for Brandon Aiyuk, also for me, but Brandon Aiyuk and his family and the 49ers, and all of the 49ers fans who've been waiting endlessly for weeks and months to get this thing done. It wasn't a trade to the Steelers, although at the end, that was really the last option for Aiyuk. It was either go to the Steelers or sign this 4-year, $120 million contract with $76 million guaranteed in this deal done by his agent, Ryan Williams, that took literally forever. So those were the choices. It was Steelers or 49ers. In the end, the best for Brandon Aiyuk. best for the Niners was for him to simply take the deal, and a saga that also included, as you guys know very well, a potential trade to the Patriots, a potential trade to the Browns, several big-time receivers going into trade so the 49ers could get someone to sort of replace Aiyuk with. None of that happened. Aiyuk now stays with the 49ers, and there was a whole big off again, on again. Is he going to practice? I would say finally, yes, he is going to practice, which is good news there. And that also leaves the 49ers with one big item on their to-do list. Trent Williams, their all-pro tackle, one of the best tackles in the NFL. He is still holding out while Brandon Aiyuk was holding in, awkwardly being there, not being there. Trent Williams is holding out, out of sight, out of mind. He is principled. He is, I don't know if you'd say stubborn because that seems like an insult, but he knows what he is worth. He is racking up fines, but he wants his value. And as of right now, I do not believe, guys, they are close. So we will still wait to see whether the Niners get their other big-time playmaker on the field before the
Choke
season
slam.
starts.
So there's some info from Ian Rappaport talking about Trent Williams. He says that they don't. He doesn't think that they're close. I think they are. I think their communication has been great. That's all John Lynch could talk about was how their communication has been so great. So I think it's just a matter of making the deal work, finding exactly how much he wants, which I'm sure they already know, and then making it work for their formula, for their system on how they're going to keep this core together. And that's the biggest question is, how are they going to keep everyone together as much as possible? You've already restructured Fred Warner multiple times. You've restructured George Kittle multiple times. Kyle Juszczyk, this is probably his last year. I think Isaac Guerrero is going to end up taking over Kyle Juszczyk's role. But you got to have Trent Williams. You absolutely have to have him. He's arguably the best left tackle, the best offensive lineman in the league. And when you're going up against that front of the New York Jets in week 1, you cannot do that without Trent Williams. According to PFF, they're ranked 24th in the league with Trent Williams. So you want to go against the Jets without him? I don't think so. And I don't think the Niners are going to do that. I think the Niners are definitely going to make sure that they get him re-signed immediately. And like I said yesterday, this contract may only last for at least 2 years, 3 years more. Because he's on a limited timetable. He's not a guy who's going to stick around for another 10 years. No. He's got maybe 1, 2 years, maybe 3 years. But he's fucking good. And he's the best offensive lineman out there. So I'm excited to see what they do. What they do in order to bring him back. Oh, this was funny. I wanted to share this with you guys. This was something I found on X. I thought it was hilarious. It's the wrong one. Hold on. There it is. Here it is right here. I'm going to get copyright on that one. But there you go. Oh! There we go. One more time. Oh! Yeah, that's right. That's right, motherfuckers. You didn't get Brandon Aiyuk. He's a Niner. He's going to stay a Niner. Look, a lot of people were talking about how, they thought he was going to be traded. I didn't think he was ever going to be traded because they were never in a position to want to trade him. I think that this team is so loaded that if he wanted to take on the game fines for not appearing in practice, not appearing in regular season games, they knew that shit wasn't going to last very long. And it didn't. He got fined, once, maybe twice. And they were like, okay, we're willing to come back to the table and agree to your terms. Because they won't. It's too much. It's too much. And here's that tweet I was talking about earlier. And I thought it was interesting the way it kind of came out. But I thought that Ryan Williams played this really well. Here is that tweet. Let me see here. Hold on. It says, that's factually incorrect, but the check still cashes because Adam Schefter wrote that in the end, Brandon Aiyuk accepted the same deal that has been on the table since August 12th, per league sources. His hold-in did not alter any part of this new 4-year, $120 million extension. It's the same deal that had been there in previous weeks. Hold-in over. But I think it's funny that Schefter would come out and say that when he didn't have to say that at all. Maybe it's PR from the Niners to try and save face and say, hey, look, we didn't cave. This is the same offer we had on August 12th. Okay. It would have been better if his offer was on the table a month ago, 2 months ago. And then we could have had him practicing, had him at minicamp, had him at training camp. But it is what it is. I love the way the contract's structured. I think it gives us more flexibility for the next, 3 years? So when you sign Brock Purdy to his contract, you have flexibility. That will allow you to kind of bring back some of the guys like a Demo Lenore or a Charvarius Ward. Talanoa Hufanga, this is a make or break year for him. He's really got to produce when he's out there. And I think that against the run, he did an extremely good job. Where he needed to improve on was against, his pass coverage, which I think he can improve, but I think that still that's one area that he's got to work on. And he's got a guy like Malik Mustafa who's on his heels, breathing down his neck, saying, I want to start next year. I want this position. Because Jair Brown, he's not going anywhere. He's a stud. He even had an interception in the Super Bowl off of Patrick Mahomes, that bitch ass. He's hella good, though. But, we'll see how it shakes out, though. But I think the Niners are in a position now where they're getting ready to dominate. And I cannot wait for them to kind of flex their muscle on the rest of the NFL. Because that's what they need to do. They need to dominate. And they have all the assets available to them to dominate, which I love. I love this team. And if you didn't know, I've been a Niner fan since I was, 4 years old, I want to say. It's my team, man. And I think this is the year we get it done. I hope it's the year we get it done. I said that last year. Even the year before. Especially in 2019, I said that shit. But we'll see how it kind of plays out. But another question too that I wanted to ask you guys, anyone who's watching, who wants to talk in the chat, is about quarterback number 2. I know I talked to Dre about it last night on the show, and he thought that Josh Dobbs should get the second quarterback number 2 position. I talked to Ruthless, same thing, Josh Dobbs. Larry Krueger, who I'm wearing his shirt right now, he thought it was Jared Allen. Or I'm sorry, Brandon Allen. I always fuck his name up. Brandon Allen. Which I was a little shocked by because, I think Josh Dobbs is more dynamic. I think he brings another element to the game that we don't get from a guy like Brandon Allen or even Tanner Mordecai. But still, I'm so excited for September 9th, week 1 of the NFL. And guys, real quick, let me give you guys a quick little glimpse of it here. Let's see. Here we go. So this is the community right here. If you go to Dre Area or if you go to Nicotina.net and click on community under Dre Area Sports, you get access to this community right here. And you can see show tonight. CG already dropped his TikTok video. You can check that out. And all kinds of articles that I'll post in here daily. Multiple throughout the day. So definitely go to Nicotina.net and join the community under Dre Area Sports to stay connected with everything we do. The astronaut is the answer. I think so. I absolutely think so. We saw him run across the field to avoid a sack. That's something that, Brock can kind of do that. But Brandon Allen cannot fucking do that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So when we talked about Trent Williams, like I said before, I'm pretty sure, I feel confident that he's going to get somewhere between $28 and $30 million. That's what he wants. And I think they're going to give it to him because they know it's on a short-term basis. It's this year, next year, and who knows if there's going to be a third year. You just give the man what he wants and move on. And to be honest, I think they've already agreed to the terms of a deal. They're just waiting this shit out. You think Trent Williams wants to be at minicamp? He wants to be at training camp for preseason? No, he wants to be there. He wants to show up with as little time as possible to get ready. Probably 5 days. So I think personally, I think Monday they announce or Wednesday. The latest would be Thursday. I think that's Thursday is as long as they can push the announcement of a new contract for Trent Williams. But there's no way, absolutely no way that they can go into Levi's Stadium without him against the Jets. Do I think they can win without Trent Williams? I do. But why would you want to try and do that? You got to have your best offensive lineman in Trent Williams right there to block Brock's blind side. You do, absolutely. You absolutely have to do that. No ifs and buts about it. I mean, there's no way. But guys, that's going to do it for the show. This, like I said, these episodes are going to be anywhere from a half hour, 45 minutes to an hour. But guys, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We have 18 watching right now. Make sure you follow me on X for nightly videos of the San Francisco 49ers because the season is right around the corner, and I cannot wait to have some late night football talk, late night Niner talk with the faithful right here on the Dre Area Sports Show. And with that being said, I will catch you guys next time. Peace!